Welcome back to the channel, guys, and welcome to episode 2 of the little series that we're doing on how to build a race team. Now, I know on the end of the last video I said that we'll talk about the cars and do some videoing around the cars, but once this was published and went live, I sort of realised that the cars aren't in a fit state to video or I can talk about them, but it'd be a bit boring. And I want to get away from just the sitting down and talking side of it. I want to get some videos where a bit more interesting and a bit more engaging. But obviously these videos where it's just me talking are necessary. So what I'll do is I'll put some pictures up here about showing what the cars are like, because Paul's is stripped, Brian's is stripped, and engine's just about to come out of Simon's car. There's only my car in one piece at the moment, and that's on the back of a trailer in the unit. So with this video, I'm going to move on and talk about building your brand and marketing your brand. Now, we'll start off with the branding side of it, and then we'll move on to the marketing side of it later on in the video. So when it comes to building your brand, the first thing that you need to do as a team is you need to decide how many of you are actually racing. So if it's just the one of you, just yourself, then you're fine. You can just get stuck straight in. But if there's 2, 3 or 4, you like with us, there's 4 of us, you then need to sit down and have a discussion about dedication levels. Now, it takes a lot of dedication. I know it's grassroots motorsport, but it's competitive motorsport, and I don't care what anybody says, when you get out on that track, or even when you get to the track and you're in the paddock and you see everybody in the race suits, the helmets and the cars, and they're jacked up and everyone's tweaking their cars and making final adjustments and making sure that they are 100% ready for the track. And when you go on track, it's not just fun, or it doesn't matter if it's grassroots, you still take it so serious because it's competitive. And us as human beings are naturally competitive with each other. So when it comes to us, obviously, as previously discussed, the Cam's family is much bigger than the 4 of us that you see on the camera and on social media and stuff like that. But the other guys said we can't commit to it. We can't commit to a full season of racing. That's fine. So you guys need to do the same. If there's 2, 3 or 4 of you, you need to sit down and go, can we commit to a full season of racing? Because once you go down the route of sponsorship, you start building partnerships and you start sort of getting a bit of exposure, the expectation levels, even though it's only grassroots, are raised. So if you can all commit, brilliant. You can just crack on and do what you've got to do to make it work and bring success. If you can't fully commit, then you need to sit down and go, right, well, there's 4 of us wanting to do it. One person can't fully commit. Why don't we just do it as the 3 of us, but include person number 4? Talk about them on a frequent basis. Don't leave them because they can't commit, they can't be part of the team. Of course they can be part of the team, just not, you're highlighting to your sponsors and to other people that they're not fully committed, not through their own fault, through to personal reasons, but they are still competing in X, Y, and Z rounds. And then once you've dealt with the commitment side of it, you then need to discuss dedication, because not only, like with the commitment side of it, it takes it on and off the track to be committed. Because when you're building your brand, you do it on the track and you do it off the track, and probably more so off the track. But it's the same with dedication. You can't just be dedicated a week before round 1 or a week before round 5. Before each round, a week before, you can't just be going, right, it's got my full focus this week and I'm going to do everything that needs to be done. You can't do that, unfortunately. Even throughout the winter months, when racing finishes October, November, doesn't start again till April, you've still got to have that commitment level and that dedication level to improve your car, to deliver what you promised to your sponsors with social media content, X, Y, and Z, to still do things that are going to benefit yourself and the team for the next coming season. And you've all got to be dedicated. You've all got to chip together, come together, give each other advice. And as well as your own success, the team's success, and that's important as well. So the dedication levels need to be high, and it gets tiring at times. It gets, I don't say boring, but hard. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing? And then when you get out on track and you're in that environment with like-minded people, and trust me, we've only been doing it a couple of years, and I'd like to say we've met some friends, and I'd like to say that if we needed a bit of help at the trackside, we'd have people there that would offer us help. I know we'd offer help to anybody that needed it. And you do build friendships without realising it. At first, you won't really speak to that many people. You'll have passing conversations until you gauge what people are like, what the atmosphere is like, so on and so forth, and then it will just come natural. And it's great because they're all like-minded people. Um, so going back to building the brand, I think something that is overlooked when you are building your brand is the reliability and the quality of the build you've done to your vehicles. So let's say you buy really, really budget parts. The chances of them failing is going to be high. So look at this way. As a sprint and a hill climb, you're doing a launch start from a standstill. So you're putting strain on your drivetrain, clutch. Um, and when you're going round the track, because you're against the clock, you are really pushing your engine. It's not just having a minute and a half to 2 minutes, whatever the track layout is, of steady driving. It's being absolutely punished. So you need quality parts, and I think a lot of racing and motorsport people will agree with that. You do need quality parts with your build. It needs to be right. It needs to be nut and bolt checked after every single round. We change our oil every single round, so we do, let's say, 7 laps, 8 laps. It probably does 20 mile, and then you drop in oil. But is 60, £65 cheaper than 6, 7, 8 grand in an engine rebuild? Yeah, it is. It is. And for what, 10, 15 minutes while you just change oil and filter, it's really is worth it. And a lot of people go, oh, I won't bother doing that. I change the oil in my car every 3,000 mile. Yeah, but you're driving it on the road. It's a bit different. And you're on a stock engine. We're on fully built engines. It's completely different, and they don't understand that side of it. So for the cost of it, you've got to look at the bigger picture. Same as the gear oil. Every single season, we drop diff oils, gear oils, and put fresh in. It's not cheap. It's £100 a pop, but it protects that £3,000 gearbox, or the £1,800 it's going to cost to have it rebuilt. You're doing the best you can to protect your investment, to protect the product that you're using to represent the team, and to give yourself the best possible chance of success. Tyres. Don't buy cheap tyres. You don't have to buy the most expensive tyres. There's tyres on the market there that are absolutely phenomenal, will do an absolutely fantastic job, but are not £1,000 a set. They might be £700 a set. So I would say make sure the car you're using is reliable, your build quality is good, and you don't have to do it all in one go. You can make upgrades, and that's the aim of the game. Upgrading as the rounds progress. So we're approaching the 2025 season now. We all made a list of upgrades that we wanted to do to our cars at the end of the season, and we will hopefully get them upgrades done. But then you leave some so you can do some upgrades as the season progresses, and that way you get to see in real time if these upgrades are working. You can do track days, you can go on the taster, we call them the cheat day. We don't do them, but a lot of people do. They'll go and do the track day on the Friday before they do the sprint on the Saturday, or they'll do the track day on the Saturday if the sprint's on the Sunday. And they'll get a bit of a shakedown for the car. They'll get some familiarisation with the track layout if they've never been before. But we don't do that. Reason being cost, reason being time off work. We are quite familiar with all the tracks now anyway. The track knowledge is up here, and the track layout. But overall, make sure your product's good, because if your product's not good and your engine gives up, your gearbox gives up, and you can't do a quick turnaround by the next round, then that does affect your commitment level, because you're not competing. Stuff does happen. Engines will break, gearboxes will break, but if you've done the best you can do and you can afford, etc., etc., then you can't be cross with yourself. So moving on to the next part of building your brand is you need a team name. Now, try not to copy anybody else's team name. Try not to use parts of somebody else's team name. Try and be unique, because that's your point of building a brand, the uniqueness. You don't want to call yourself Mercedes, and you don't want to call yourself Red Bull or anything like that, because you're not unique. And when you tie yourself in with names that are already established, whether it's professional motorsport or grassroots motorsport, people will think of the more sort of longer standing team than yourself. So you want to be unique. Choose your name, design your logo, make sure you're happy with it before you put anything out to the world. Make sure you're happy with it. And then you've got your core for your brand. So you've got your commitment levels, you've got your team, you've got your determination levels, you've got your products, you've got your team name, you've got everything there ready for your brand to then go to market, to be exposed. So the next bit now is going to be marketing that brand. So once you've done your team, once you've designed your logos and stuff like that, you need to market it. So the first thing, which is pretty common sense, this one, is the number one go-to social media platform of Facebook. Now, we did a page because we didn't want a group, because it's not a group environment. We are a team, and we want people still to be able to comment and to stuff like that. But we don't want people to post stuff in as a group. If they want to post, they can post on our post as a comment, if that makes sense. So build yourself a page. Make sure it's informative. So make sure the bio is informative. Make sure that it's catchy, because when people look at your page, they see that first little bit of the bio. So make sure it's catchy. Change your profile picture frequently. Change your cover photo frequently, because it keeps it fresh, the content fresh. Now, if you want to, there's TikTok, do YouTube, do Instagram, do all the other social media platforms, but don't bite off more than you can chew, because it's all about growth with marketing. So trying to grow 4 or 5 social media platforms will be time consuming, especially working full time, trying to do race team stuff. So start off with one. Once you get that somewhere, bring in another one, so on and so forth, because the ones that are already established will just need feeding with content, and they will grow a bit more natural. The second thing, we did this probably 12 to 18 months after we started, was a website and an email address. Now that sounds daunting, but it's not. We used GoDaddy. I think it was 200 and some pound for a couple of years for the email address and the website. I did the website ourselves. It's quite straightforward. Just have a play. You don't need to publish anything. It does look a lot more professional when you're seeking sponsorship, especially financial sponsorship, because you can offer to advertise their business on your website. You can keep up to date with class tables, overall tables, timings, rounds, championship tables. You can sell merch on there if that's something you wanted to do in the future. You can put your partners on, like I say, sponsors on there. You can put your story on there. You can put images on there. You can have a link to your YouTube with videos on there. So a website is a really good addition to your marketing tools. And when you are reaching out to companies for sponsorship or for discounted products, or if you just want to do some collaborations on social media and go down and see them and just do some filming and stuff, when you're sending it from more professional email, it's better than from a personal email, because it shows how serious you are in what you want to do. I mean, with us, we have bigger long-term goals, and we want to progress the team constantly. So it was a no-brainer for us, and we chipped together as a team for that. It was just, if it's £40 each, £40 each, £50 each, £50 each, but over a 2 year period as an investment into what you're passionate about, it's not the end of the world. Um, the other thing is to do branded merchandise. So we do hoodies. We've got a big print on the back. We do t-shirts, beanie hats, coats. We have everything that's branded, and it's a really really good way of getting your your brand out there and your team out there. Because if you're all walking around at a weekend with an hoodie on, your wife is, kids are, family are, people will notice it. People ask questions. It happens to us. I mean, people have been in supermarkets and they said, "Oh, what's this Teen Cams racing?" And it starts a conversation. And then before you know it, you're marketing your brand by just being asked a simple question. And it's a really good tool for what it is. Now we partnered up with the company that do our merchandise, and we get a little bit of a discount, and in return we market their company on social media and on our website. And it's we'll touch into that as we do sort of sponsorship. We're going to do an episode on forging partnerships, but merchandise is a really really good way. And then you can sell it if you wish. You can sell it on your website. You can sell it on social media, so you don't have to sell it. You can just get it for yourselves. The other thing is stickers. Now, if you get little stickers made with your team name on there, and even if you give some out to start with, or you sold them £1 each, or at cost, or whatever it does cost to get them made, people will put them on the cars. You can put them on your race fans, you put them on your own personal cars. People will want stickers, and if you notice when you go into the car scene itself with static car meets and stuff like that, people are always representing their clubs via stickers on the windows and stuff like that. So it's a really good way of marketing your brand again. So if you put it on your personal car, and again you're going shopping, you're going out and about, and people are following you, they're going to see it, and people will have a look on Facebook if they are into motorsport. So that's another good way of marketing your brand. Now, probably one of the best ways to market your brand is success. Now, if you have success on the track, then it's going to create success off the track, because people will start to notice your success, and it will be other drivers and racers and people who participate in what you're doing, whether it's hill climb, sprints, etc. But then people off the track will notice when you're posting content on your social media, whether it's the team social media, personal social media, of yourself with trophies, the cars and stuff like that. It'll gain traction. People will share that. Your friends will share it. Hey, look, Joe Bloggs has just won a trophy at round 2 at Croft, and share it amongst friends and family. And it gets the brand more exposure. And then it sort of highlights the seriousness then, that people will initially think that you're going OTT with this little race team that you want to do, or this little brand that you want to do. But then when you start to have a bit of success, again, it's only grassroots, but it's competitive motorsport, you start to get taken a little bit more serious by your friends, by family, by other people, and they start to have a bit more of an interest in it than what they've first shown. So success on the track really does deliver off the track as well. Now, this is probably second on the list, just behind being successful on and off the track, is your social media content. You can't just dip in and out with your social media. Now, I do the social media for our team on Facebook and stuff like that, and I try to post every other day, and I'm quite consistent with that. Some days you're just posting a bit of gibberish just to keep the page going, to keep people as interested as possible, because if you only post, I don't know, let's say 2 weeks before each round, you're doing a little run up, we've got this going on with the car, we're getting this ready, we're getting that ready. People will be interested, but people want more consistent content, and the algorithms on social media want more consistent content as well. I think on TikTok, the ideal thing to do, excuse me, is to post 3 times a day. Well, you're trying to work full time and do everything else you're trying to do with family life. Posting 3 times a day is actually pretty difficult, and finding the content and having that content to post, because it needs to be good content. So social media is a big one. You're trying to keep people engaged and trying to grow your social media. So posting to with your page, go into other groups. So let's say your race team's going to be based on Audis. You all drive Audis, or you all drive different cars. One's an Audi, one's Subaru, one's an Evo, one's a Focus RS. For an example, join all them different groups. Share your content from on the track into them groups. Invite them to like. Don't spam, please follow our group, stuff like that, but don't be afraid to ask, because that is how you actually grow your brand, by asking people to like what you're doing in your page and follow your journey. It is a journey. And the final thing with marketing is talk to anybody about your team, about your brand, about what you're doing, about your car, about upcoming races, about previous success, future success that you want to have. Don't be afraid to talk. And if someone shows an interest, just talk away, and the conversation will naturally end. And we found, by just talking to people, and a good example of this is with Simon. With Simon, talking to people and his customers through work has brought sponsorship that way. So you never know what's around the corner when it comes to stuff like this. Don't be afraid. Just be you. Don't push stuff onto people. Just talk about it naturally. And if they're asking you, they're interested. And good things will come from that. I can promise you that. That's one thing I can 100% assure you with there. It will, good things will come with it. So we'll end the video here. Like I say, we'll do the cars in a couple of videos time. I'm going to do sponsorship. I'm not sure what video, whether it's next one. I might do forging some partnerships. We've got a few more episodes to go. We've got some other videos coming as well. Just some little fillers. So we've got a bit of a routine of how we build our race vans with pictures and videos and stuff, showing step-by-step guides. We've got a bit of a Team Cams Racing bloopers video, which is going to show some spin-offs from track days and spin-offs from the sprints and crashes, because I feel that you don't see that as much as what you should, because it happens, and it happens quite a lot, and that's through pushing it too hard on cold tyres, trying too hard, not knowing track layouts properly. There's loads of reasons. Mainly driver error, to be fair. But wanted to bring that to you as well. And we've also got another video coming on my reshell. Now, it wasn't a dedicated video for doing a reshell. We just, as we did it, we took pictures, we took some video clips. I just want to put something together to show you. Again, going back to dedication and commitment from the whole team, because that was a brilliant day. We all pulled together to get my car reshelled into a new shell, and that's what a team's all about. So please like, share and comment on this video. Please subscribe to the channel. I know it's another video, just me talking, but I think these are the important parts as well, because this shows you how we are building our team. And I'm not saying it's right again, but it's worked and it's working for us. So please continue to follow our journey, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.